Hello everyone, Nick Shaheen here looking at Bitcoin. It's something that not many are experts in and something that a ton of people don't even know what the heck it is. I've done videos before on Bitcoin. I don't actively trade it. I did before through other stocks, but I've taken a hiatus from it. But I have called a lot of good levels on it, so helping friends. So here we are. This is a daily chart. Before I forget, at the end there will be a subscribe little blurb that comes up, top left-hand corner maybe, middle. Hit it, subscribe to the channel, it's free on YouTube, so give it a go. Back to Bitcoin. So what it is, why does it have value? I've said it many times. It's simple fact that people want it, and it's rare, just like gold. What? Yeah, just like gold. No different than gold, even not different than cash. Fiat money that does not have backing of sorts, an asset like gold or something, is just based on faith. Only reason why the dollar has value on a piece of paper is because people think it is. Nothing more, nothing less. So back to the trading. So fundamentally, it's going to exist. I don't fight it. Whether I believe in it or buy into it or not, it doesn't matter. All right, so there's a lot to be seen on this chart. This is now zooming into the last few months. We all know how close it came to, recovering old glory. So the fact that the price moves so much makes it a tough concept as a currency. It was almost 20,000 at one point when everybody was buying it or running after it. It did have a great run of late, and I posted that, man, if I was stuck at 20,000 and I got almost whole, I would have, considerably fixed my position. And if anybody averaged down from 20,000, they could have eked out a gain too. So now what do we see? I see a ton of things, and I'll speak to different time frames. This is a comment about technicals. This could this could be any chart. What is it now? 12,000, 10,000, 11,000 or so. Okay, so this could be any chart. It's not specific to Bitcoin because any chart patterns usually unfold in the same manner. Price usually behaves predictably, especially now that more machines are doing a lot of the trading, most of the trading. So what I can see right away is lower highs, right? All these bursts are creating lower highs. So the bulls are less enthusiastic, maybe, or they're just, trying to build enough momentum to break through this pattern. And this is believable, what I just said, because of there's no lower low. In fact, a higher low. So what this tells me that the price range is going from here, and it's getting tighter, and it's getting tighter, and now it's pretty darn tight. So I can literally draw, I wanted to change colors, a lower high trend line, so to speak, and floorboard that's holding in one sense. In another sense, on a different time frame, a tighter time frame, which I'll switch to later. I don't want to mark it up to, I wonder if I have a different color, red. Yeah, red. So I have a little tiny pattern here that's, even tighter. Regardless, that tells me that somewhere here, there's going to be a move, either this or that. So if they move down, then I hope that this holds, this whole line area holds 9,200-ish. And if so, then the tightening continues to meeting somewhere around here. So what does this say? It says that there is a tightening range and a move is coming. It's imminent. When exactly, I can't tell you, but usually trend lines matter. And I can tell you that this level right here will get values as soon as I zoom in. And this probably would be a tight area to watch. Now, there is also something else to watch on the big picture. So let me erase all this noise. So there is also the possibility of something a little ominous, more ominous, I should say. Here, there was a dip and a bounce, right? Consolidation, bounce, or whatever, and there was another push lower. Luckily, it stopped before doing this, whatever they call ABC, I guess, or 3 pushes. So here we have a push higher, consolidation, and maybe this is happening. So again, this will mark a spot somewhere around here that there's going to be a decision to be made, right? So, but what if this is happening, consolidation, and that? This also says that the range is still in play and we could retest the lows of late. All right, so let's get in more granular and see if we can get a little smarter guessing levels. Same chart. I just changed from daily candles to 240-minute candles, so 4-hour candles. So I told you that there are some levels that are tightening. You know, the little red line I drew would have been somewhere around here. So if you lose that, I'm going to put it right here, and I'll tell you why. Maybe we do this. Dip somewhere to here. Maybe this would be the negative. I ran out of room. And as far as me chasing up, I'll probably wait for this. And I'll put it here for now, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so this should look like this. All right. This is important because this was the last absolute bounce in the last few hours. 10,581, these two. If these fail, I start looking here. 10,400. So if you're interested in trading Bitcoin, these would be numbers I'd be writing down or looking at. 10,160, 180, 170. If I want a hard line, here would be at 10,280. 10, almost rounded, 10,015. And clearly the ends of these are, if I look left, there's consolidation lines. Okay, so let me see if I found good levels. All right, so 10,175 was the number I mentioned, right? So this definitely sticks out. All right, now we're getting smart. I didn't practice this. That's why it's choppy. 10,180, right? And this is why we're getting smart. These pokes right here. And, you know, areas where action has happened before. This is a nice consolidation bottom here. Matches up almost perfectly with this. So you can see how this level matches up with this, matches up with that. Machines remember this stuff. And if machines are trading, then, you know, garbage in, garbage out. If this, then do that. If that, then do this. It's no different. So this level here matches up across. I bet you'll find exactly matching levels there. So right here. The idea of buying and hoping works if my timeline is forever and if the asset itself or the company itself, the ticker, has value. It doesn't work in JCPenney, for example. You could have bought it and hold it for the long term and lost all your money, basically. But this is not JCPenney, but it could be down the line. But for now, it still has value for as long as people want it. So if I'm bullish, I probably wait for a breakup above that and chase it. And then where do I get out? This will be a first level of resistance. Why? Because this was a solid support that lost big time. So when they come back to it, it's not going to be an easy slice through. Let me clear it up and let's mark up something else. If you believe in Fibonacci, this is an extension of sorts. I'm not an expert in Fib, but I'm going to eyeball halfway. It was important here, and it was important here, and that's exactly the trigger I chose. Again, I didn't practice this. This is eyeball halfway. Can I find exactly where the Fibonacci level is? I don't use it often, so I'm going to have to hunt it down. Fib retracement. Okay, so again, I don't use this often, so halfway is right there. That's 50% right there. This one right here. Look at where it is. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Coincidence? I think not. I didn't rehearse this. There it is right there, unfolding. What's halfway from here to here? Right here. So this cluster is right in the middle of halfway. This cluster is middle halfway. This top is halfway. So once they clear it, they clear the prior failure, they say, okay, we can go higher. They come back, they try to hold prior failure, and now becoming neckline, they fall below it. Once they come back to it, it creates congestion. It's just whoever traded it there is going to trade it again. Let me see if I can zoom back out to one day. Okay, so I was going to see if I get anything from point of control or anything like that, but it's rallied so fast that it's hard to, you know, it's well below it. So from a price action perspective, if I just wanted to look at the last dip and rally, right here, it's at the bottom end of the value area, so to speak, the area where bulls and bears have fought it the hardest. So in theory, it should be support. So if I was a betting guy, I would bet on upside breakout than downside debacle. But again, it's just a hunch. It's not absolute solid proof. If I zoom out a little bit to incorporate everything, the action from here on and then back down, it tells me almost the same thing. So it's solid thesis. If I'm short, if I'm thinking to short, I would wait for a breakdown, at least for this level. If I'm looking to chase, I would wait for a breakout, at least from that level. And if I were a betting man right now, I'd say the odds of up is better than down, which is probably a bad thing for the stock market because it's acted like a safe haven, if you can believe that. Where's the comparison? Oh well. Anyway, I wanted to overlay the SPY. So let's see here. If I hit the SPY and visually, it's too hard to do it that way. But anyway, this was a Bitcoin video, and the conclusion is that forget about your preconception notions and feelings about Bitcoin itself. Treat it like a chart. So there is a decision to be made. Range is tightening tremendously, and if I wanted to chase it up, I'd rather miss out on a few pennies or dollars in this case and chase it above there. If I wanted to short it, I have no reason to short it unless it loses the last bounces, and even then it has limited downside scenarios until you really lose the neckline here, which is a different conversation altogether. And if I'm long and I catch the swing higher, I'll probably book anywhere around here. This is the point of control. We spoke of value area. This is where it's actual pinpoint of heavy volume. This is up here. So there was, you could read into it, okay, there was a huge exits here. They call it a consolidation zone, but since it's marked a top for a while on heavy volume, tells me that a lot of people booked here. So where they come from, I don't know. Probably rode this high and then said, thank goodness, nice run, kind of a deal. So you can interpret it any which way you want. Again, I'm not an expert on any of this, but here's another one before we leave. Remember, I said that would be a completely different scenario if it loses the actual support. So I said if it breaks down, there should be support, but if there isn't, all right, so this looks like what? I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying that this blue scenario right here could still come into play. It didn't happen here. It didn't happen here. It didn't happen here, but it could still happen here. But all the stuff has to happen first. All right, this is just 2 steps ahead. All right, Nick signing out. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, and if you like this video, give it a like and share it. It's free. I'm posting it for free. Share it.